Many of the retailers are designated certain coleus that are best for the sun. And these are ones that can handle the hot sun. And these are different types of sun tolerant coleus. And this is really neat. Look at the dark color on this variety. Some of the other varieties that you can grow in full sun are these. So when you go to the store, if you see coleus in a shaded area with either white or black shade cloth, those tend to be shade-loving coleus. But if you see coleus right out in the full sun without any protection, they're going to be considered more of the sun-tolerant coleus. Now, I will tell you, I find that the sun coleus tend to be a little more tolerant of dry conditions. Now, you know, in containers like these, the bigger container or the size of the container, the more moisture it holds. You don't have to water them as frequently. But the sun coleus can handle some of those hot, dry conditions that we have. Now, some of these are considered, well, really they're probably considered tender annuals. They won't live outdoors, but in the tropics, they will live year-round. And some people will take cuttings and bring some of these plants that are rooted in little pots for the winter so they don't have to purchase them every year. Coleus are really easy to propagate. In fact, you could probably just take a little cutting like this, and you could probably take this and just stick it in water, and it's could produce roots, or you can put it in a type of soil mix like Costa Maine cutting mix, and it will produce roots within a week or two, and you'll have new plants for next year to plant right in your own backyard. This is sort of our shade garden. Doesn't get a lot of sun, and it's all coleus plus a few other types of plants, which I'll talk about. One of the good things that they've done now with coleus is they've separated them. They used to, when you went to a store, you'd see all the coleus together. Coleus is a tender, probably a tender annual. In other words, in warm climates it will survive, but it doesn't like freezing. And you can see all the different colors that we have here. And they've separated them into two groups. One group is like full sun coleus, and those coleus love the sun. These, on the other hand, like morning sun or filtered sun. They'll grow better here where they don't really get direct sun till maybe 6:30 at night. And this is one I really like. It's one of the names is Kong, and it's a giant leaved coleus. And look how pretty the foliage is as it comes or continues to grow. Now, some people ask, where are the flowers? Well, what we do is we deadhead them. The flowers are not as attractive as this beautiful foliage. So every week or two, you just come in, snip off the flowers, you're going to get beautiful new foliage. Look at some of these others here and how great they look at the colors. In fact, you might be able to see this here in front of the Hosta Royal Standard. This is a great flowering, late blooming hosta, and the hummingbirds were on this hosta just a little bit ago. Just normal green leaves, And then we have a few other Japanese painted fern in the front. But I did want to point out some other things that you can add to your containers, like the summer blooming amaryllis. And look how beautiful they are. And then you can see over to the right, on my left, your right, the beautiful leaves. And that amaryllis container is now 2 years old. It bloomed May of 2002. It bloomed June of this year. We just kept it in our garage over the winter. But keep in mind, coleus are great. I would guess there's probably 800 different types, maybe even 1,000 now. They have so many new varieties. So try to grow coleus in your garden. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.